Load and make ready. All right, unload, show clear. That was smoking. Okay.
I made one makeup shot on the second target. I called that I overdrove the gun, and so didn't even need it. Wow. 2 alpha. So whenever I transitioned, I took that 1, 2, and on the second shot, I saw my sight lift this way. When you see your sight lift up and off the target to the side, what that usually means is that you've put a shot somewhere over in this realm. But you can see this was shot 1, 2, 3. That's pretty crazy. I called that it was going to be further off. I just don't have enough experience on this system. It's the first time we're shooting it. 2 alpha. 2 alpha, 2 alpha.
So far, how do you think the recoil is?
Recoil is crazy. I mean, that is testament to it. I saw the sights lift off into the right, and I was like, oh, I must have pulled that off too far to the right, but it was there. All right, 3 alpha, 2 Charlie, 1 Delta.
Ooh. But you were shooting that fast, though.
Yeah.
What were you in the 14-second zone?
Yeah, I mean, that was the fastest run we've got on the course so far.
And
so
it was. I saw you doing the 6 rounds right here. I mean, it was like you were shooting that at a 7-15 meter target.
Yeah. So when I was coming into the position, I fumbled the reload. Because on the Vector, you have to come back with your support hand, hit the magazine release, and then basically you're reloading up in the front portion of the gun with the pistol mag. Not too crazy, but I fumbled it. I didn't get good pressure to release the mag, and then when I came up with the other mag to insert it, I missed it because I was moving. So in my own mind, I'm coming into this final position, and it's a little bit I was a little off. So I probably set up and took my first 1 or 2 shots, which are probably the ones in the nice A zone cluster, a little bit slower, and then I'm watching the dot move, and I'm like, I can keep shooting these faster, 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 because the dot's all staying right on the target. So even with the delta means that you're losing 4 points over a center shot for our course. But the time that I shot this in is going to offset that delta. It's a speed versus accuracy balance, and you never want to be shooting the delta. If that had been a Charlie or an Alpha, this would be an unreal run. If we were going to ensure all A-zone hits, I would have needed to shoot it slower.
Right, but as far as practical accuracy is concerned, we're trying to get shots on target.
Sure. I mean, the practical accuracy is, as long as we've got a shot on target, that's step 1. Step 2 is that we try to relegate most of it to the Alpha zone, a slightly smaller percentage to the Charlie zone. We really don't want to see deltas. It's not ideal, but at the same time, I'm hopeful that the speed at which I shot it will have balanced it out, because in order to have ensured alphas, I would have had to have slowed down a bit more than I was wanting to. I was kind of wanting to see what I could do with this thing. So I'll tell you what, the recoil impulse on this, and this is the first time we've shot this, first time I've ever shot a Vector. The recoil impulse is very different, which is obviously back to the design of the Vector. But a lot of the guns we shoot, pistol caliber carbines or SMGs, rifles, etc., that are chambered in pistol cartridges, you have a spectrum. And the spectrum it's really either very slow on the recoil impulse, like the Sterling, where it's just you can feel the whole gun cycling. The JP, the competition gun with the hydraulic buffer in it, it feels more toward that end of the spectrum. And then you have the CZ Evo, which is a very short, snappy recoil impulse. This is on that end of the spectrum, if not even further. It's super snappy, super hard and quick, bam, and the recoil impulse is done. But unlike some of the other firearms where we have those really sharp recoil impulses, there's very little movement of the dot. It was very flat. So I mean, just really incredible in terms of how well the gun stays on target. There's just very little movement. I still am impressed with the second shot, or the second target. And I'm thinking back to it because I called the sights moving over to the right. And that usually means like up and to the right or up and to the left, whatever. If you see the sights not track the correct direction like this, that usually means that there's gonna be a problem on that target. And so I took the extra shot, but it would have just been an Alpha Charlie. Instead we got 2 Alpha, great. But that's pretty impressive to me.
And I think your splits between that shots were unreal too.
Yeah, I mean, in my mind, as soon as I saw where the sight was, I was deciding that as soon as it settled, I was shooting it again. So I just ripped another shot at it. In the tight confined space behind the barrel, I'm sure you guys will see it, super easy. Just whoop, right around the barrel, really, really easy. When we start shooting the longer guns, the competition style guns, which all are longer, there's a little bit more technicality. It's a little bit more technical trying to navigate barricades or when you're uptight, sucked into some sort of shooting position. I'll tell you what, so in competition, nobody shoots vectors right now, and I don't really know why. Having just shot this, I don't really know why some people don't, that there's at least a following who would shoot it. I get that the magazine release requires the support hand, it's a little bit slower to reload, but feeling the recoil impulse, even in the short gun, it was pretty impressive. I'm interested to see how the recoil impulse changes, if at all, with the longer gun, because I'm not even getting optimal grip with my support hand. I like my support arm to be out a little bit further so I can really pull on the front end of the gun to pull it into me so that I'm controlling that movement. And I'm not even getting that in terms of, the optimal position for me. And I'm still not seeing any dot dispersions. It's pretty sweet. This is a pretty sweet gun.
Now this is a stock.
Yeah, bone stock Vector, first time we're shooting it. Impressive run as far as I'm concerned, from the time perspective, dang. But
the reloads though, that's one thing.
The reloads are difficult with it. I think there's a training curve there. You guys hear us talk about it all the time. A couple important points. Balancing speed and accuracy, how quickly you're shooting with what your hits are, and then also trigger time on the system. More trigger time you have on the system, the better you're going to perform with it because you know it better. It's plain and simple. So for a first run, this is like, I'm pretty shocked actually with how well this went. Again, totally stock gun. So I think we can potentially look at maybe kitting it out and giving it another go.
Are we going to soup up the nail gun?
Maybe we'll...
The Swiss nail gun?
Maybe we'll get a stock on it? Maybe a suppressor? I don't know.
This is Steel 96, 4 Vic, 8 packs, Redcon 1, green to green. How copy, over?
Steel 96, this is 716, roger, over. 16, Steel 91, 1 pack, green, green, over. This is 716, roger, over. 16, Steel 92, 1 Victor, 2 packs, Redcon 1, over.